Good afternoon. Y'all know I like to go on a particular blog by the name of Cedar Posts. And it's police officers. And it's a lot of racist, it's cracker bullshit. And there's one of the posts they made, they were talking about how a lot of the people that are becoming police officers now are lower level people in society. So before they became a police officer, they bagged groceries, or they were a pizza boy, this and the other. Why is that important? Why should that matter? Why shouldn't it be? Isn't it more important that a person can do the job, that a person can take the job seriously and have dedication to their duty? No. I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about this. But my point I want to make is, one reason why I'm so against Cedar Posts or this kind of white bullshit, cracker bullshit, is that we have nothing in common. And it isn't just because of the racism or the hatred they have. Talking about white women that sleep with black men are coal burners. And because basically they think any black man that has sex with a white person, that's rape. That's basically that's what it is. So there's a police officer. There's a video on the website, YouTube somewhere. Cedar, CMPD police officer. They've been homeless, and I think the video is it's showing him taking furniture to a black woman who she's living in Section 8 housing or whatever, and her kids. And I'm guessing that she had bed bugs. She had, bugs and stuff. Now, why is this important? To those people on Cedar Post, they would sit here and try to do what white men do, which is use sarcasm and say that because he once was homeless, he should never be a police officer, or that like I said, because he used to be homeless, it has to be due to something he did. Because in this whole Trump era, the area of super capitalism, if you're not rich, it's because you did something bad, right? I look at that officer. I don't know him, nothing about him. I look at the people who may be joining CMPD, maybe have not had the best of upbringing. These are people that have had a schooling in hard knocks of life. And when you go through things and you have experiences, you see the world a lot differently than some cracker from Concord or some cracker from, somewhere like that, a Gastonia or something, who goes around black people and has no connection to them. Thinks he's better than them. Not realizing those people have had to go through things you would never imagine. You're not better than them because you haven't had those tests and those experiences. Just because your parents never brought drugs around you or never, did bad things around you. I thank God all the time that my mom never brought drugs around me. I thank God all the time that my mother never brought alcohol around me. And that doesn't make me better than anybody out here because I didn't have those experiences. You understand? I'm not better than Joe Blow. I'm not better than Rufus Worthy or anybody else because I never went through those experiences. I didn't go through the experiences, so I wasn't scarred necessarily. You understand? I wasn't scarred the way they were in, okay, well, this is the way things are supposed to be. You understand? That's what happens when you're young and you're around those kind of things, is you believe that, well, this is normal. This is what men are supposed to beat their wives, right? You're supposed to come home with malt liquor and get drunk in the evenings. You're supposed to get drunk and sleep around and, that's normal. No. Those people possibly have got good experiences. Now, don't get it twisted. Some people, they'll never get past it. Some people go through bad experiences and they fall back, like I did with Western. I started doing drugs. I was fucking logging off Qualcomm. I was doing other dumb stuff. I got tickets and shit. And I wasn't being mature. I didn't use his experience that he had for me or my chance to, get out of trouble. I instead just wanted to do drugs and lost my job, and I went through the hell that was 2013 and 2014. 2 wasted years of my life. And I can't blame nobody but myself. Me getting careless driving. And back then, you have to fight that shit. You drive truck over the road, you're gonna get tickets, more than likely. Especially, the way it is, that go here, drop here, go here, and wait for somebody to do this, do that. Trucking, it's not A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's A, B, wait, go to X, then come back. You know what I mean? That's the way it is. That's the way it's gonna continue to be. So when you're out there like that in that world, and you're dealing with cops who are very much A, B, C, D, E, F, G, you're in a line of danger. That's why I wanted to have the road as soon as possible. I hated it. You're risking your license. I'm getting way off subject again. I'm sorry. I'm just making a point that with the Caucasian, I'm trying to make the point that the Caucasian, the world that he wants doesn't exist for most people. That's why we don't see Trump the way that he does, because the world that Trump is exporting and talking about, it doesn't exist for much of us. It doesn't exist for people out here working and busting ass here. It doesn't exist. It just doesn't. It doesn't exist. And they're angry because we're like, no, we're kneeling and protesting and stuff, because, like I said, we just want to work together and get along, protect the environment, and stop all these wars. And they're like, no, this is America. We have the right to force people and beat them up, and the law. One thing that's very interesting is that ideology of support the troops no matter what they do is very similar to support the police no matter what they do. I find that very intriguing. Because we have veterans coming back getting their ass whooped, veterans winding up dead in these jails, veterans getting SWAT teams. I find that very intriguing. The same people that tell me support the troops, they're not going out here and volunteering with charities. They're not going out here and, I said it before about Fox News. They say, when have y'all went out and put the money towards the veterans? But you want to get mad at Kaepernick for kneeling at a system that still is not treating us fairly. And historically is not treating us fairly. That's why they don't put up Satchel Paige up there. I believe when he was a baseball player, he said that he would never salute the American flag because of what he represented. They don't talk about him. Put Martin Luther King up there. Put nobody else. There's a lot of black figures out there that talk like that back in the day. There's a lot of black figures that were very angry and recognized that white supremacy would never change. And white supremacy would never have anything for us or respect us. They put MLK up there and they whitewashed him. And my brother said in 100 years they'll have him as a white man. Yeah. And you still see libertarians and stuff talking about how the government and stuff, talking about how they didn't agree with the Great Society and they didn't agree with Martin Luther King and stuff. It's a reminder that with conservatism, they don't care about Dr. King. They don't care about all the stuff he had to go through or what our ancestors had to go through to be seen as human. They don't care about that stuff, man. They just think that one day, while black people just had equal rights, and that we should just shut up about it. That's basically what they're telling you. It's just, just shut up about it. Stop talking about it. Peace out.